Hey guys, welcome back with Roman and Zion on YBI. We go over ways and strategies to grow yourself and your finances. We got a good topic for you guys today. We're talking about a little intro to credit for you guys. And everyone's been wanting to know how that goes. So we're going to get right into it with you all and let's go over some credit stuff.
Oh yeah, today is going to be exciting. For the past couple of weeks, we've been previewing a little bit about what credit gets into, and that's exactly what we're getting into today. So the roster for today, intro to credit, what that really looks like, all of that good stuff. Then we got het facts and sterling statements all coming to you guys right after these messages.
All right, guys, I'm sharing my screen with you all so you guys can check out the website. It is live. You can go in there and watch all the episodes already, get more about me and Zion, and check it out. We also have links to all our social media right over here and a donation page, so anyone can go in there and donate to the podcast so we can do more giveaways and expand and all wonderful things. Get this out of my way. You also can go up here and check out our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook, and follow us, like, share, subscribe. We want everyone to be as involved as possible so we know what you guys want to know and get comments and things like that. So come check us out.
And we're back. Welcome back, guys. Hope you guys are able to go check out some of those different pages and social medias that we are on because we are doing giveaways coming soon. Hope you guys had a good 4th of July, and we are back to talk about credit. So, Roman, without further ado, let's hop right in. You have a definition of credit for us, man?
Yes. So credit is the ability of a customer to obtain goods or services before payment based on the trust that payment will be made in the future. So in a sense, it's basically like, hey, you want to buy that new computer. You may not have the money now, but based off your credit, somebody may be like, oh, we know you're good to pay it back to us in the future. That's basically how credit works.
So
we can end the video
now. Right, yeah, just shut it all down. Credit ranges. It's pretty much a ratio of your debt to wealth. So the closer that you can get that to 0 to 1, being 0% debt versus 1% wealth, the higher your credit score is going to be. So credit scores range from 300 to 850. If you're on that low end around the 300s, you're probably like a newborn baby.
you can't have a credit score of 0 if you literally have just never kind of used your credit, which usually about 18 we all kind of have, just because we end up getting a student loan, which the government wants to go on your credit, which then affects your credit score. So that's usually what happens. If you're ever wondering, like, you first go on like when we go over, like, you know, how to check your credit, you first go on there like, what are these accounts? I never opened anything. Either your parents did it for you or you have student loans now on there, and that's what's hitting your credit already.
Yeah, so credit is used by 3 major companies and then one that we'll actually touch on as well. The main ones are TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Those are the main ones, but then there's also FICO, which we'll also talk about in the next episode, really dive into all of those different things. But those are the main people that are the credit companies. So those are the housing for everybody's credit in the world. So everybody's got a credit score that's attributed to their name, unless you have nothing, unless you have no credit, no bills, no nothing, you have a credit score. Roman's going to get into the ways to check the credit score in just a little bit, but those companies are all different. So they pull different reports based off of different things. So your credit card, like a credit card that you may have, may say, hey, we actually report to Equifax, but don't report to TransUnion. So all of your scores can actually be different. You may have a 750 in one place, but you may only have a 450 in another place because they're not reporting to the same places. So when you're applying for credit cards and when you're applying to different credit card companies, when you're doing all these different things, make sure that you're reading the fine print to actually see who these the credit card companies are reporting to, because not everybody reports to every place. So it's very possible that you have a really high credit score in one place and a very low credit score in another. So we're going to actually talk about how to pull your credit report and how to look at all those different scores to actually see where you're at across the board.
Yes. So if you haven't heard already, of course, Credit Karma is one of the first places and a free place where you can check your credit, as well as Experian.com. They have an app and a website. Experian is one of the 3 big credit bureaus. So, of course, you can go in there and get your score directly. They do charge extra for you to see all 3 at one time. But if you're really trying to get control, it is a benefit to do that. In addition to that, right now during COVID, so normally you can pull your full credit report with every detail history and everything, because not even Experian or Credit Karma will usually do that for you with detail for once a year from like annualcreditreport.com. Right now during COVID, you actually can pull it once a week. You really don't need to pull your credit report once a week, and this does do it in a way that does not affect your credit. But if you want to stay on top of it, like you're paying stuff off, you want to see how that's going, you can pull your full annual credit report every week now. In addition to that, we also need to tell you guys a little bit about hard and soft inquiries. So Credit Karma and Experian do a soft inquiry in credit, so it will not hurt your credit score to check it. Those are ways that just does like little light looks into your credit. A hard inquiry is done by a credit card or a rental application, things like that, that will actually impact your credit score when it happens. Usually a hard inquiry says your credit for about 2 years, then it falls off, but you really want to keep those below like 5 or less really to keep your credit score good before it starts really affecting your credit. Yeah.
Yeah. So talking about the hard and soft inquiries, that just means an inquiry is just anything that is coming to affect your credit. So like Roman was saying, there are differences in the things that are affecting your credit. So you do not want a bunch of inquiries against your credit, because that is one of the things that affects your credit score in a negative way. If it's showing that, oh man, this person has attempted to get 20 different items within a 1-year period, they're going to question that, and they're going to feel like, oh yeah, this person is not somebody that has a very low ratio of 0 to 1, but somebody that has probably closer to a 1 to 1 in that ratio of 1% debt and 1% wealth. That's not a good investment on a credit company's part to give you credit, because they feel like, oh yeah, you're not going to have the ability to pay us back in a reasonable amount of time. So having a soft inquiry is something that does not affect your credit score. It does not change it. It doesn't raise it. It doesn't lower it. So you can look at those things when you're on those when you're on the report. When you're on the report things, when you're pulling your credit report, it says this is a soft inquiry, or this will not affect your credit score. Those are okay to use. But unless you're trying to do something very serious, that's very necessary, that's going to be a hard inquiry, and that's going to work against you in the long run. So make sure that when you're doing that, that you're really sure that that's something that you need or want to do at that point.
And credit, I want to say, it is important, especially like in the Black community. You really don't get taught about what credit is. It's more like hey, don't pay that medical bill, like whatever, they already did the surgery or whatever. Don't have to pay this. They already got money from the credit card company, so I can set it and forget it. You want to have control of your credit, and especially in America, there's not too many things you even can do without credit. When I went traveling for the last couple of times, I don't really like using a credit card for anything, and they wanted to charge me extra $300 just for using a debit card instead of using a credit card. Little things like getting an apartment or any of that stuff, all that stuff comes down to your credit. You can't get a payment plan for dental or whatever if you don't have credit. You can't do this if you don't have a good credit score. There's so many things that impact it. She needs to be able to get control of it and at least be able to get it up to a good or decent one, just to kind of get by in America. Yeah, you can work off all cash, but it's a lot more difficult to get certain things done, even when you have the cash, just because your credit score is low.
So unless you are a low-key billionaire and just want to send us a bunch of money, because we'll definitely accept it, people that are really, really wealthy tend not to use their credit because they don't need to. I suspect that people like Warren Buffett don't have fantastic credit because there's no need, because you have $1 billion sitting in the bank, so there's no need for you to do anything. You can go purchase whatever you want whenever you want it. So in theory, it's better to have no credit if you have a bunch of money than to have a 850 credit score but no money.
Yep.
So that's the trade-off.
There are some people, on that side who get like, everyone knows the Amex Black Card, the JP Morgan Reserve, those really high-end credit cards that have like a super high, $500 to $550 annual fee, but you can't earn that money back if you know how to use the cashback rewards, travel, because that's like rich people will use it for, at the very least, they use it for travel. Because credit cards give you so many travel benefits and so many credits towards that, where you actually end up making almost $1,000 a year just off travel rewards, which pays for the annual fee and then some. So there are ways to then use a credit card and use those tools to to get things for free, you have to know how to use them and know what you're signing up for when you do them. Almost every credit card has cash back in some type of way, travel rewards, rewards for this, rewards for that, rewards just for paying your cell phone bill, which you probably already do anyway, things like that. So we're going to go over that more stuff in depth about how to kind of even use credit and make sure to use it responsibly and how to even earn some money from it.
Yeah. So what we want to get into now very briefly is just understanding that if you have credit cards, they typically do send you your credit score every month with your statements. I have a Discover card that does it. They send me my FICO score every month, and I take a look at that and see how it's changing. And it tells you exactly what you did in the last month and what either made it go up or what made it go down. Understand that it can fluctuate. It can fluctuate if you have if you have less credit, if you use your credit card a lot and you did not pay that off, then now it's showing that you have less available credit, which we're going to get into in the next episode, talking about the different things that affect your credit score, either positively or negatively. We'll talk about that, but just making sure that you're staying on top of the credit cards that you use and utilizing the information that they give you on a regular basis. So that's that. What other apps can people use? Because you talked about Credit Karma. That's one of the apps that I use, and then the credit card companies. Did you have any other apps that you use to check your credit?
Experian is definitely my Credit Karma and Experian are my main show my camera. Are my two go-tos for credit because Experian is free. Experian also has Experian Boost, which if you never tried, we're talking about it more in credit repair. But basically, they'll go in there and they'll see like, hey, you're paying your utilities, you're paying your rent. They'll add those to your credit report, and that will boost your credit score. It's not by much, sometimes between like 7 to 30 points, but it's a boost nonetheless, and it shows payment history, which is one of the biggest components to your credit score is, your payment history and then how much you owe on those accounts. So that's a very big help.
Understanding one major thing that we didn't touch on yet, getting credit is hard. It's very difficult to raise your credit score. So when Roman just said that you can boost your score by 7 to 30 points, 30 points is massive. It's massive. Understanding that if you have a 600 versus a 630, you'll have probably like a 2% different APR. Somebody with a 630 will have 2% better than somebody who has a 600. It's very difficult to obtain better credit. And we're going to talk about how to do that, but it's very easy to lose credit. It's very, very easy to make a poor decision, and that affects your credit score negatively. One of my loans dropped my credit score like 30 to 50 points. One loan. That's why I paid that joint off immediately. I was like, that's unacceptable. And then it went back up. But understanding that you have to make very wise decisions in order to make sure that your credit score stays decent to good. And understanding that one bad decision can drastically drop your credit.
Yep.
All right. I think that's a good summation of what we wanted to talk about in this episode, which is just a very brief intro to credit. In the next couple of episodes, we really want to get into what's affecting your credit score, how to deal with the things that are on your credit report, personal stories, not just from us, but from some guests that we have coming for you guys. It's going to be a wild ride coming up, but we just wanted to give you guys some surface level information, make it nice and quick, and then come back to you guys on Thursday. But for today, we have another pet fact. So it's time for that segment of the show where we have we have the turtle.
We have a tax turtle, turtle tax, turtle wax, turtle tax, tax
turtle tax, taxing turtle coming to us from Chicago. Her name is Missy. I don't know if I've ever called a turtle cute, but I mean, it looks happy. It's a happy turtle.
Cute turtle.
It's a happy turtle. So the tax turtle for today. What's our fact, Roman?
So as we all know, especially when this video coming out, tax time is coming up, people. If you have not already done your taxes, it is time to do them. We're going to go over in the later episodes about more detailed in taxes, but at the very least, get your taxes filed. I, in the past, have used TurboTax, but recently are starting to change that view. There are IRS with TurboTax and Intuit have made their own free website that you all can actually go on and file for free. I know right now with TurboTax, once you click on one different item, it'll charge you for the deluxe version for $70. You can go through and pretty much do a full free filing through the IRS website or through another TurboTax actual website that will not charge you for anything. You can also use services like H&R Block and Liberty Tax, but of course those are CPAs and they will charge you something somewhere for whatever. I definitely recommend, unless you have rental income or dividend payments or investments or things like that, more than likely you could pretty much do all your filing for free. Make sure you get that done. And then I want people to start thinking, if you're getting a large refund, you are actually paying too much to the government. A refund isn't necessarily that. That is you getting money back from the government that you overpaid. So when you get like $1,000 refund, that's money that shouldn't even went to the government in the first place. That's money you should have kept in your pocket and that you could have invested. You could have saved up. You could have paid off a debt early. So once we go more into that, people in that whole idea of what tax withholding is and how to take control of that so you can actually keep that money now instead of waiting for the government 1 or 2 years later to maybe give that back. So definitely start checking those things out now, guys. Your tax times are coming up. You got to file them, get them done. I know people always wait to the last minute, but the quicker you get it done, the better.
Yeah, tax stuff is very important. We're actually going to bring a CPA on to talk to you guys about taxes, about the things that you can do to make sure that you're not overpaying on your taxes, and the different types of filings. So W-4 versus 1099s and all that other good stuff. We'll get there. Wait for it. So let's hop right into Sterling statements, and then we will get you guys moving along with your day. So statement number 1, understand your credit. Understand that there are a bunch of components that work with your credit, that your credit score is so important. Understand the range that you need to be aware of where you're at on that spectrum. And with that ratio, are you at a 0 to 1%, or are you somewhere else in between? A lot of Americans are not aware of what their credit score is and the things that are affecting their credit score. There can be bills from years ago that are still on your credit score showing as derogatory marks. We'll talk about all of that in the next episode. But understand that there is a ton of stuff that goes into this, and be aware of how to check it. That's going to be our assignment for you guys for today, is to go and check your credit. Go and check your credit report, whether it's on TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. Go check that out.
Pull the full one because it's free right now, and you can do it at least once a week during COVID. Pull the whole like annual credit report, and also do Credit Karma just to get like a quick look. But pulling that full annual credit report will give you details on everything. It'll show what months you made payments, what months you didn't make payments. It'll show you every detail about every account that you have. Also, I would say definitely look at that first. It'll maybe be a 20-page document, but go through it and read it, because that's almost how your financial life is almost kind of set in America's lives right now.
Yeah. I'm going to actually do that myself. So the next episode, we'll be able to actually walk you guys through specifically page by page what you're looking at and exactly what it means, explain some of those things for you guys. And I feel like that'll be the most effective way to make sure that you're understanding your credit in the best possible way. Anything else for the people today, Roman?
Please go like, share, comment, hit the notification bell on YouTube so you know when we are posting videos. If you need to get caught up, go on the website, go on Spotify. All the websites are up there for audio listening. So if you're walking, if you're running, if you're in the shower, put us on there. Get some financial knowledge straight to your noggin. Get this going. We're definitely growing slowly but surely, but we are getting up there. And we do want to hear from you all. We want to know what y'all are thinking, how you guys are reacting to it. So please let us know.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for us today, guys. So as always, remember that we may be young and we may be broke, but we are always investing. Till next time, guys. Peace.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to Young, Broke, and Investing. We just want to let you know that these are the opinions of the hosts. Are not meant to be the basis of any security purchases or investments. We're trying to give a little information out there for everybody, and have fun and be safe.